Hey everyone, it's Nathus, and today I'm going to be starting opening my second booster display of the last winter, which is the third set of SolForge Fusion. So I've had a lot of fun opening some of these boosters so far. I've gotten some really strong hits. I got one Bladed Forgeborn, I got a bunch of Hantus, I've got some Dire Hounds, some cool Betrayers. So I think overall, I've hit really well in the first booster display, and I'm hoping that we could do similar out of this one. So this video will be my fifth booster kit opening. And we're going to hope that we get some more really cool stuff because, again, I don't want the first display to be the best. So let's open this one and hope that we could get some more really cool decks. So we're already seeing at least one new card here, which is very exciting. We're going to start with the Lion again. So we're starting with a Brigard Carrier, Forge Plate Yeti, Light Forge Sentinel. Again, I feel like I'm getting a lot of repeat cards. Metamind Warden's a card that I have not opened yet that I'm so excited to open. So you could give a creature minus attack. Whenever you upgrade a card, you ready this. So if you upgrade 3 cards in a turn, you can ready this 3 times. We've got Mobilizing Juggernaut. So you could deploy to give a creature mobility. We've got Seal of Anvilon. So you could put energy counters on it, remove to give minus attack to the creature the enemy creature in this lane. Shieldroid. So if exalted, you could activate to give armor to your creatures. You've got a Spirit Forge Sentinel, a Spirit Steel Infiltrator, and Zapping Activist. So zapping, it looks like, is give the opposing creature minus attack, and then we've got deploy to upgrade a card in my hand. So we've got a Crux Cobalt with Unify at level 2, Synaptic Siphon at level 3, and Determined Choice at level 4. So Determined Choice is one of the abilities that I'm most excited about in this set. So you can look at an enemy player's hand, choose a card. The enemy player must play that card as their next action this turn, if able. So that can be really strong at level 2 because it's the same. There we go. It's the same ability no matter what level. So if you could Forge Seal Mantis that ability, it could be pretty insane. So overall, the really only way to upgrade cards in this list is with that Zapping Archivist. That being said, it looks like there is at least a few cards with armor or have ability to get armor, so that could be really strong with the Forge Plate Yeti as removal. We've got our 2 aggressive creatures, which it seems like every one of these decks has a Spirit Forge Sentinel and a Spirit Steel Infiltrator. So that's interesting. I have to do a review to see if every deck that I've opened so far has had at least one of the 2, if not both. But it's awesome to see Metamind Warden. This deck doesn't have a ton of ways to take advantage of it, but maybe with the right green deck you can. So overall, I would say this is definitely, I would say at least a mid-range sealed Alolan list. Like, I would not be too upset if this was the deck that I had to play. All right. So next we're gonna go with, we'll go with Tempest next. I'm still waiting to hit a Gox. I feel like that's one of the cool new set 3 Alolan Fort or Soulbinds. So hopefully we'll see one of those in one of these boosters. So we've got Ashurian Flame, so you can deal 7 damage to a creature. If you have a creature with increased attack, you may deal 7 damage to another creature. So this card seems really strong. We've got Combat Hawk Rider. We've got that Defrost Hills again. We've got a Flamestoker Ritual. We've got a Lava Field Watchdog. I feel like I've gotten Watchdog and Commander in almost every one of these decks as well so far. I didn't realize Stormcaller was in the set still. That's a nice little reprint. We got Volcanic Stonefist. We got a Wildfire Maiden and a Wind Reaver Seer. I've also opened a lot of Wind Reaver Seers, which I'm not complaining about, even though it's a rare. I feel like I've opened this more than a lot of the commons. And we've got a Blighted Cersei, or Sunder, I mean, so that's exciting. I think this might be... No, I think I have one from Fuse Fest as well. So you can play a Scorpion Stones at level 2. At level 3, you could do Frost Axe. Choose an enemy creature when it deals damage this turn, destroy it. Or when it's dealt damage this turn, destroy it. And then you got Gathering Storm. So, Scorpion Stones. At the start of each turn, if there's no enemy creatures in this lane, you put an energy counter on this, and if there are 3 or more energy counters, transform this. When you transform it, you can deal 5 damage to a creature. Then, Bloodbath, choose 2 enemy creatures. When either of those creatures are dealt damage this turn, destroy it. Then Shadowbound, whenever you play a spell, deal 8 damage to an enemy player and an enemy creature. So this is really strong if you can flip it. I feel like Energizing with Blighted Sunder is probably the best little combo you can get, because it lets you put additional counters on your Exalt, so you can flip a lot quicker. So overall, I feel like the Blighted Sunder is interesting. There's not enough spells to really, I think, take advantage of it. But there are ways to do a little bit of damage. And there's not enough Exalts either. So I know I picked this up kind of before looking. So I feel like this is a deck that I would test specifically for that Blighted Forgeborn. But overall, I feel like it's middle of the road. Nothing super worth writing home about. But specifically having that Blighted Sunder is pretty sick. So now we'll go to a Terra. Got an Ardent Druid. Arrogant Decayosaur. We got a Binding Wildman. Ferocious Roar. We got a Noxious Raptor. Predatory Attack. We haven't seen this one yet. Give one of your creatures health, then you may have it battle an enemy creature. If it survives, give it additional health and have it battle an enemy creature. So this card can be really strong. It's almost like a Terror Charger. We got a Shard King. It's another repeat Soulbind, but Shard King's always really fun. With a Tremorsaur, so it's got Breakthrough. When you're dealt damage by an enemy creature, give this that much attack. We've got an Uprising Packmaster and a Venerable Bartok. And we've got a Nova with Nova's Evolution, so you can upgrade up to 2 level 1 creatures in your hand, discard one of them. We got United as 1, so it's almost like Pack as the ability, so you can give a creature +4 attack for each creature you have in play, and then Nova's Might. Then obviously we've got a Shard Cavern, which is Breakthrough. If you have a creature with 15 or more attack, transform. And it transforms into the creature has Breakthrough, and then when one of your creatures deals damage to an enemy player in this lane, it deals an additional 3 damage. So overall, there's definitely some interesting cards here. We've got 1, 2, 3 with Breakthrough. One of them, or 2 of them natural. One of them gets Breakthrough with an Exalted. Do we have any Exalts? Oh yeah, the Surging Cavern with the Shark King. So I'm like, there's no Exalts in here. But this deck seems interesting, especially when you could use your Shard King ability to give this Tremorsaur attack and kind of cheat that attack out. We've got 1 warrior, 2 warriors, 3 warriors, so that Uprising Packmaster is interesting, and when the Packmaster gains attack, you basically get additional 4 attack, or 3 attack, or 2 attack because of the Uprising ability. So overall, this has a lot of utility. It could be really interesting, and there's a couple cards, I guess only 2 of them at level 3, which immediately flip that Surging Cavern to Shard Cavern to Surging. But overall, it seems like a very interesting list. So in a sealed environment, I think I do enjoy the ability to give additional Breakthrough, and you can make some Oak Fathers, you can play a couple of larger bodies. So overall, I think this is the most exciting so far, and it's got Shard King. So I know Cardboard Newt would be jealous if they were still playing. So far we got 2 Soulbinds in this pack. I feel like we're high rolling. I'll take it. It's interesting actually, because I know obviously this was from a couple displays ago, but obviously I opened a Betrayer Direhound. So I actually opened a Betrayer Direhound before I opened a normal Direhound, which is kind of wild to me. And that kind of just occurred to me right now. So I've traded for a Direhound, but the first one I've actually opened is a Betrayer. So we've got an Arrogant Drake. We've got a Caller of Souls. Dissipating Spectre. We got a Gravetorn Caller. Grimcon Predator. Got a Horrific Geist. A Malicious Maw. An Engulfer. Restless Dead is a great card as well with Hantu or Direhound, just because of the fact that you could reanimate a spirit. And Sacrifice Chamber. So we hit the Sacrifice Chamber Grimgaunt Predator combo, which is really cool. And we've got a Cersei with Grave Robbery at 2, Cersei's Propaganda at 3, and Soul Siphon at 4. So the little combo I'm talking about. So first of all, Engulfer with Sacrifice Chamber can be pretty cool because you could activate Destroy a Creature and then Slay. But specifically, Grimgaunt Predator says, when this damages a player, you may destroy an enemy creature. And this has Slay. When you destroy an enemy creature, deal damage to the enemy player. So the creature has that. So you could basically, with the Grimgaunt Predator that deals damage in a Sacrifice Chamber lane, you could just wipe the whole board, which is pretty insane. And then the ability to kind of continuously reanimate that Grimgaunt Predator with Relentless Dead, I think is a nice little fun combo. So I'm excited to test this deck. I feel like specifically in this sealed pool, I'd probably pair this little combo here, the Grimgaunt with Relentless Dead and Sacrifice Chamber, with that Shard King, because I feel like giving Grimgaunt Predator Breakthrough can be pretty sick. So it's got Stealth and Breakthrough with that Shard Cavern, and it's just had a couple other just strong, big body creatures. So I feel like that would probably be the most interesting pairing based off the decks that I opened. Because the others were kind of middle of the road, in my opinion. So overall, what do you think? Do you think I made the right decision? Comment if you think that there would maybe be a different pair that would be a little bit more fun to play. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.